Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, co-wholesaling allows you to have a pipeline where you might not be able to get one if you're, direct to seller on every situation.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a good move. That's a good
Yeah,
move.
because I have the buyers, just the sellers. That's the tough part
So
for me.
where are your buyers at?
Well, I do have one in North Carolina.
Hmm.
And she has three other family members that are looking to buy. And I have, well,
What is
not
that?
she's not in I'm sorry, she's not in North Carolina yet.
She's looking to be in North Carolina?
Right. She's looking to move to North Carolina. I do have a few in Jacksonville. I have like three in Orlando, one in Tampa. So
Why don't you do this? Um, when you get a chance, why don't you put your areas where you have active buyers, why don't you put them in the chat box?
okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, if you guys have active buyers anywhere, go ahead and let's team up. Get some put them in the chat box, and then the rest of us, make sure you direct it to everyone, and then the rest of us can pick up on it.
Oh,
And
that,
if we have any deals going in those areas, let's reach out to each other first.
yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, and see if we can't, see if we can't stir up a little bit of momentum. You guys bear with me for 1 second. I need to get this up on YouTube and everything, and I'm not seeing it. So bear with me 1 second, please. Jason, what's going on with you, man?
Not much. How you doing, Victor? Good to
I'm
see you.
good. I'm good. I'm good. You back at home and grinding it out?
I'm working on it. Yes, sir.
You working on it?
Yeah.
You finding any niches you like?
I'm getting there. I've got another lease purchase I'm working on. And I've got a buddy of mine down in the mountains of Virginia that he's kind of my boots on the ground guy. He does a lot of rehabs, and so he comes across properties all the time, and he's going to start sending properties my way to, maybe if it doesn't work another way, I can maybe get into a lease purchase with it, or wholesale it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
Um,
he's out and about doing work and he runs into a lot of fix and flippers and stuff, and sometimes they don't want the property or they can't get it. So hopefully he'll.
oh, okay. Okay.
I'm gonna start scraping. I'm gonna start kind of working that area a little bit as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Any particular niches that you're going after at all? Like, pre-foreclosures or anything like that?
I'm interested. Yeah, I really want to work probates.
In probate?
I want to start. Yeah, I think I want to get into that lane and work those a little bit and get to know them a little bit better.
Um, yeah, connect with me on Messenger. I have a bunch of probate stuff. If you're looking to put together a probate attraction site or something of that nature, I have a bunch of material, and I have a couple of resources too that I can turn you on to that are pretty inexpensive in terms of having a presence
Okay.
like that. I gathered up a bunch of stuff. I'm having a person build one out for me right now. I had another one before, but it was loading really slow and just not really, producing the kind of results. So I was looking at stats, and people were coming in and then they were bailing almost immediately because of the loading of the site and stuff like that. So if you do look to build a site, look for some, make sure that the basics are in place, right? Because you could have a whole bunch of material, but people don't have any patience. And if
Right.
your site is not loading quickly, if they're not getting, good information right away, You know, I was noticing that people were getting on the site and they were gone almost, you know, quickly. You know, part of it was because of the site layout. Part of it was just, you know, I just had the hosting was just not very good. So I had to end up changing hosting companies, right?
Yeah, that's
Um, huh?
definitely frustrating.
It is. It's frustrating.
Click on something.
If your site doesn't load, you know, you could be in a bad situation really quickly because people are just clicking away. You know how we are. We're impatient.
Yeah.
You know,
I was
so
even-
we're gone.
I
But yeah,
was
so if you care to, you know, just reach out to me. You can do it on Messenger. You know, Victor Walker, and just let me know. I'll share some stuff with you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's see who else we got on there. The great Nick Gonzalez, who's been out there just doing the darn thing for real.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I missed you last night, man. I apologize. I should have been on, but I'll get a chance to catch up on it today. How'd everything go?
Well, everything is going well because it's tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. Okay,
Yeah.
good. So I didn't miss it.
No, you didn't miss it.
Okay,
no.
good. All right, see.
Yeah. It's tonight at 8. So we'll
Okay.
we're going over ARVs with Redfin and some other cool little stuff. So yeah.
Is that 8 o'clock Central?
Yeah, 8 o'clock Central.
Okay, so that'll be 6 Pacific, you guys, and 9 o'clock on the East Coast. You'll have Nicholas doing some case studies and stuff. He just wrapped up a deal, and it had every twist and turn you could possibly have. So I'm sure he'll share some of that information with you and stuff, and kind of give you some confidence in, you know, what's possible even when it doesn't look like it. Yeah. So we won't have him tell us too much. I wanted you guys to tune in to his show. This is your inaugural show, right?
Yeah. This is it. The first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
First
Yeah.
of many.
Looking forward to it, man. You're gonna do amazing.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Trying to log into Facebook. So does anybody else, let me take a quick roll call real quick, and thank you guys all for being here today. Already spoke to Jason. Alan, good to see you, man. Alan, I need to mention, bro, you have a consistency about you and a certain focus, man, that's really admirable. You know, you show up and show out on a regular basis, and you know that bodes well, man. You're always supporting all the shows on the channel. You're always, you know, participating, asking great questions and stuff, man. And you know, just like to say thanks for that.
Hey, man, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for sure, man, for sure. You got anything going on right now you wanna share with us at all? You got any challenges that you're seeing, or any thing waving in the marketplace that you want to share?
Hey, man, I appreciate you asking that question. I just got off the phone, and I thought I had something, but we couldn't come into terms with the down payment. The house was $569. He was willing to do interest-only payments, and he wanted $100K down. And if I got the down payment lower than 20%, I think I would have been able to move that.
Did you consider going ahead and get a option on it at that price point, or you just thought that was just too much to ask?
I didn't, because during a
just like a agreement between you and him, exclusive. So you know, people are jumping on board right now to pick up deals or something like that, right? We know that, but how many of you still go out and pick thinking, right? Might as well be in the game. And if his stuff goes wrong, and you know, the stuff to take advantage of his need or his greed.
Gotcha. Cool, man. Hey,
Right.
suppose you option this property up, and well, like, what would you put down as consideration? Because the consideration, I don't think you can get that back.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't put a bunch up as consideration, or if I did put anything more than say $100 or so, you know, it would not be non-refundable. It would be
Okay.
refundable.
Gotcha. All right.
That would be something I would argue for. Like, I would not do non-refundable deposits on a situation like that. Look, you're shopping your property. You know, you have a lot of people taking a look at it. It wouldn't be fair to me or to any of the other potential buyers if you're just collecting deposits from everybody. That makes sense, right, Mr. Seller? So, you know, I'll commit to it, and I'll go to work, and I have some sellers, some buyers that I'm interested in taking a look at this. The only thing I can do is improve your chances of selling this property, because you're now in a larger pool with more fish in you know, stocked in it, right? So you have more opportunity now to sell your property. That's the best I can do for you. I can't do a, you know, non-refundable anything, because I'm not asking you to give me an exclusive anything. I'm just asking me to, you know, asking you to allow me to take advantage of the network that I've spent time building over the last, you know, period of time. And, you know, let me know.
Cool, man. Thanks. I appreciate your insight, man. So yeah, this one's definitely worth a follow up, if anything.
Yeah,
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
yeah. Just see, right? You mean you just another, you know, what they call it, fishing pole, right? I'll just improve your chances. That's I can do that for you.
Solid. Thank you.
All right, brother. So I just got a message from Claude, and he wanted, and I know I'm gonna go through and do all of the introductions, but I first wanted to welcome. I knew I hadn't seen this gentleman in the room before. Marquise, is that how you pronounce your name, my friend? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
My son's name is Marquise.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. How you doing, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing incredible. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been in the game, and how did you get introduced into this particular club? I'm assuming it was through Claude.
Yes, I've been in the game, you know, for a while. Been doing real estate for, I would say, the past 10 or 15 years.
Okay.
Definitely, I was introduced to this group by Claude. Just signed up with him with the gut sales
The gut sales method.
system. So just yeah,
Yeah.
but just, you know, excited to be here. You know, be amongst, you know, a lot of like-minded individuals. So definitely looking, you know, to be here and bring my energy and my input, you know, to the call.
Oh, appreciate that, man. Anything you working on currently, or anything you have specific questions about in terms of what we do? I know if you came in through Claude, you probably have conversations about lease options or something of that nature, or you may have come in already with a methodology that you prefer. So how do you like working your business? What markets do you go after in terms of geography as well as motivation?
Well, I like lease options and terms, and I'm actually out of the Las Vegas area.
Oh, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, how long you been in Vegas?
I've been in Vegas now for about 18 years.
Okay. It's an interesting market right now. I was just in Vegas, man. I thought it was zombie apocalypse at night. I almost hit like 3 or 4 people.
Wow.
Because, you know, they walk across the street and stuff at night, and because there's nobody else out there right now, it's just random people will just be out there, right?
Hey, that's true. It's starting to pick back up a little bit, especially here with spring break.
Yeah, you guys getting spring breakers over there?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, well, welcome,
So-
man. I appreciate you being here. Feel free to jump in. You know, we like to do some role plays and you know, kind of go through some scenarios that you might be having, talk about, you know, areas of the market that might, you know, have some potential for us and that sort of thing. So we'll definitely, you know, with 15 years experience, we'll definitely appreciate any input you'd be willing to share, anything we can work on, okay?
Most definitely. Thank you.
All right, you're
Appreciate the warm
welcome.
welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome, Marquise. Welcome. Let's see. Alan Bryan, I already spoke to you, or you already know what kind of player you are. Aluse Dangerville, That's my good friend. She works out of Florida. She's going to actually, let me see if she did it already. She's going to put some of her markets, and I suggest you guys do this as well. If you have markets where you have particular buyers or anything like that, go ahead and put them in the chat right now, and let us go ahead and see if we can partner up on some of these deals and stuff. If you have some scenarios in particular areas that you're, being challenged with, let us know. And definitely put in the areas that you're working in the chat, because that'll allow us, if we have buyers in that area, we'll reach right back out to you. And, let's team up on in this group and see if we can knock some deals down for each other. That would be awesome, especially if we could share our stories and really kind of break down the case studies, kind of like Nick is going to be doing, and really take apart what we have. So Nick put in here Texas and Kentucky. So basically, if you guys have a Luz put in a Jacksonville house that she's working on.
Yeah, I'm adding a few more. It's just taking me a few minutes.
Oh, that's okay. We appreciate it. Yeah, you guys copy and paste that stuff, man. This is what you have when we do this, right? These deals are already under contract. Okay, so all you have to do, if you happen to have a buyer or you have a buyer's list that you can throw these deals out to, right? The way we'd like to do it, ideally, is when you guys put a deal in here, let us know what your price point is, okay? So if you put one in here and you say, okay, I'm trying to get $100,000 for this contract, have your money built into the 100,000, because that way we don't have to figure it out. And then whatever we can get on top of the 100,000 is just how we make, how the co-wholesaler will make a profit on the deal. Okay, so build in your pricing and stuff. If it just so happens that we happen to find, something that's really large or whatever, and let me speak on that real quick. When you put a price out there, know what you want to make on a deal, right? Know what you want to make. Don't be that guy who finds out that somebody else is also making money on the deal. And so now you're pissed off and you kill the deal for some reason, or you go with somebody else who's making less just because they're making less. Okay, that operate from a point of view of abundance. Understand that you will get your money back, and you will continue to do more deals, and karma is going to be on your side. Just keep doing all the right things. And don't screw over somebody, or get your panties in a bunch because somebody's making a little bit more money than you. If you guys tune in to Nicholas's show tonight, he'll talk about something very similar, where somebody made some pretty good money compared to what he made, and there was a lot of reasons for that. But my point being, though, is put your profit in the information, so that we know what it is that you want to make on the deal. If anything gets excessive on the back end, maybe we go back in, we renegotiate. Maybe we break you off a few more dollars or whatever, because we found an opportunity that was way more attractive than we initially anticipated. So do it like that, right? But put your number in there to begin with. So let me go back to doing the intros and get off of that soapbox. I see a bunch of stuff in here. Aaron Pilot has buyers in Indianapolis, Marion County. Okay, so Alus put in a number of different zip codes, which is perfect, because what that does is it focuses you on specifically the areas that she knows that her buyers are going to buy in. So this could make your transition real super easy. So you guys make sure you copy the chat box, because once it disappears, right? I'll make a copy of it as well, if you guys to make sure that we have it. But yeah, put in all your stuff in there. Let us know. Let us help you dispose of your properties. let's go here. See who else is here. All right, let me see. So Aaron is a guest. Welcome, Aaron. I don't know where you came in from, but feel free to unmute yourself and say hello. Chuck is here as usual. Thanks for showing up again, Chuck. Claude, I know you're listening in the background. Thank you for being here, my friend, and introducing Marquise to the crew. Crystal is here. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Good. Let's see, who else? Let's see. Jason is here. Jerry Smith, my friend. Jerry, I responded to your message, so I left my info in there for you. Lou Quinol is here, always doing the darn thing. Already said hello to Marquise. Marvin is here. Hey, Marvin, how you doing, my friend? Nehemiah or Nehemiah, my man. Long time no see, my friend. Where you been?
Man, I just got back from South America, so I'm getting back in the swing of things, man.
Where were you in South America? I'm jealous already.
Oh man, I've been out there for the past few months. You know, it's not a country that a lot of people are familiar with. It was Uruguay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
what took you down there?
I was working with the U.S. Embassy. It was a project. They're rehabbing the entire building. So I was out there working with the surveillance, installing the surveillance systems. But that's a whole nother story right there.
Right. That's
glad to be back home to get back to
your
the
day
swing.
job. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I talked over you. I was asking, is that your day job?
Well, it's just a skill. You know, I'm a cybersecurity professional, so it's just a skill.
Okay. Nice. Well, congratulations, man. And did you at least have a little fun?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of fun. You know.
I'm a little jealous, but welcome home and thanks for joining us, man. It's always great to see you, my friend.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
For sure. Nicholas is here. Appreciate you showing up, Nick. Ray is here. Ray is also a guest. Feel free to oh, there's Ray right there. How you doing, Ray? Unmute yourself, man. Introduce yourself. I could probably unmute you. No, see if I can unmute you from
Hey
here.
team, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Excellent. Yes, I was in the call yesterday.
Oh, okay.
My name is Ray. I'm in Florida.
Okay.
Miami. I'm a buy and hold investor. I have 3 properties that I'm lease option right now, of which we actually put one of them yesterday on the listing that I'm
Nice.
having trouble disposition it. I think Mary spoke to you, Victor, about my situation.
She may have, or she may have reached out to me. I haven't spoken to Mary in the last day or so, but
Okay.
I'll reach out to her. Tell me about it.
Well, I have this property that I purchased and fix it up and clean it up and did everything I need to do with the intent to lease option it. Okay. Put under a realtor because these property are in Central Florida. I'm located in Miami, so it's kind of far from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to use a realtor. So I have a realtor, but the property hasn't moved, or I haven't been able to get a tenant buyer in 60 days. And I don't
Okay.
think that's normal.
How's your pricing compared to everybody else as far as the rental amount?
Yes, we're talking about $168,000, $1,500 a month, 6% down. Block property.
Wow.
I could put it on the chat if you want. Let me get the
Yeah. So yeah, put it on the chat. Let's see if maybe we can help you out with it. I'm trying to think. Have you had visitors to the property?
Yes.
Okay. And have you gotten any feedback from the visitors?
You know, for what I'm getting, unfortunately, I don't have direct conversation with the buyers. It's through the realtor, but what she's mentioning a lot is the down payment. You know, what's being kind of like the pushback. Yeah.
The down payment is the pushback?
Yes.
Okay.
And they could afford the monthly, they could afford with the down payment. I had it at 7%, then I dropped it to 6%. I just put it in the chat. And but it's still not moving. And I'm you know, I'm paying already the note on the property. They're all free and clear, but I have a note with each previous owner. I'm on the deed. I'm not looking to sell it right away. I wanted to hold it and make that spread, that deposit, the monthly spread at the back end.
Yeah. But you're not getting the type of response.
No,
So,
not getting the response that I thought was gonna be getting. Yeah.
okay, so right now you're paying out on a monthly basis on this property, right? Because you're now servicing the loan.
Correct.
Okay, what?
No, I have a no. I don't have a. There's no mortgage on the property. I have a note with the owner, previous owner.
Okay, but so you're servicing the note still, though.
Correct.
And what is the amount that you're required to pay?
About with escrow is about close to 1,300. High.
Oh, it's about 1,300.
Yeah, it's a high mortgage cost loan. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what you might want to consider is financing the down payment.
I thought about that, but how does that work really? Like,
You would just increase the monthly payment to cover the cost of the down payment over a period of time. So break down the down payment. Let's say you want to give them 6 months for the additional down payment or whatever. Because if they're comfortable with the monthly payment, maybe you might be able to push that up a couple of $100s and reduce the down payment just to get somebody in there and relieve yourself of the burden of that monthly payment with no income.
Okay. The rental is range between 1,300 to 1,600 in that area.
In that area, yeah. So you should be able to cover your down payment, and at least worst case scenario for you is you already have the property. Worst case scenario is you break even for a few months, and in the meantime you may decide to turn it over or do whatever. Excuse me, guys.
Yeah.
Or do something else with the property, but at least you won't be footing the monthly bill on it.
Yeah, it's killing me right now.
Yeah. That I can see how that could happen. I kind of almost ran into that situation too. I got bailed out yesterday.
Wow.
Got bailed out because I was looking. I have a property. I have it under contract. I ended up deciding to do it myself. I realized I was swimming in a pond with absolutely no fishermen. Right, like. There was nobody there, anything. Yeah. But I kind of switched up the tactic just a little bit. So I'm gonna end up closing on it, but I have a buyer. So we're gonna just, blind HUD it and turn this over. And it should turn into a nice little profit for me.
Excellent.
Yeah. But for me, I think your problem right now to solve is that monthly payment.
Okay.
So I would probably look at, considering financing the down payment.
So what, like you say, let's say, for example, 3% down and then the remaining 3 finance it on a 6-month term? On a
6-month term, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. If whatever it would take, let's say, what are you asking for rent right now on it?
1,500.
You're asking 15 and that area will do about 16?
Yeah, the max I've seen is 16. On a regular rental, not lease option, a regular rentals.
Regular rental,
yeah, we could go a little bit higher on the lease option.
Yeah, lease option, you can bump another couple of $100 and maybe, just bump up that monthly by 300, let's say for a 6-month period, that covers your down payment.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
Let's, I'm gonna speak to the realtor, I also wanna, I think Justin also suggested yesterday that I should go ask her for a non-exclusive so I could do my own marketing because I feel like I'm not in control right now of the marketing of the product.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Not agree more. Yeah, you want to try to see if you can move this on your own. Now, I don't know if that's absolutely necessary because it's your property, so you could still market for buyers. Yeah,
but I think that I'm still, if I get a buyer, for what I understand, since I have a contract with her, I still, if I get a buyer for myself, or, you know, I guess I still gotta give her still pay her the commission because it's exclusive.
Well, I think it's negotiable, right? I mean, it's not necessarily carved in stone that it has to occur a certain way, right? So it's your agreement with the realtor, right? It's
Yes.
you and the realtor in agreement.
Correct.
Okay, so you're in the driver's seat no matter what. Even if it is an exclusive agreement or whatever, you can always just go back and say, look, I need to rethink this. And the reason why is because we've gotten no traction in the last 60 days. So we need to take a look at some possible options. I'd rather see you get paid on this, get something rather than nothing.
Correct.
So now you have her attention, right? Because
Yes.
she's like, okay, yeah, I want to get paid, right? So now that you're in the getting paid conversation, it's like, look, if I'm looking for buyers myself. If I bring a buyer to you, they're going to probably have their own representation or whatever, but I need to negotiate the terms of your compensation as it relates to me bringing my own buyer, because we've already tried your way for 60 days.
And it's not working.
And we've gotten nothing from it, right? So I would rather than let this agreement expire and you not get paid, let's work together on this.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's fair. It's absolutely fair. And plus, you despite anything else, you are still in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Right. It's still,
it's still
your agreement.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
we talked briefly about that yesterday.
yes,
I think
yeah.
in that scenario, it would be better for him to cancel the agreement, redo a new non-exclusive agreement with her so she could run her direction and he could run his, and she still gets the opportunity to get paid. That's my 2 cents on that part.
Thanks, Rick.
Don't you think?
I agree with that. I agree with that. If you run on against any pushback, against the cancellation or the agreement or whatever, but like I said, it's your agreement. So you can do whatever you want to as far as this agreement. Look, I choose to go in another direction. End of story, right? You're not obligated to do anything with her per se. So I agree with Rick 100%. If you can negotiate to a non-exclusive, then do that, or just negotiate the terms of whatever it is you're working with right now. Either way, make sure that you regain control of the situation, and that if you bring your own buyer, that you are not going to pay her for your buyer. You're not going to be responsible in that respect.
Correct. That's what I want. Correct.
Yeah. And get it in writing, because if you're in a contract, you're in a contract.
Yes, you mentioned
exactly.
that.
Yeah. You do an addendum or whatever to the agreement. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you get it in writing. Rick is correct.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Good to see you, Rick. Thanks for turning on your camera, man.
I fixed my hair 2 days in a row.
Oh, there you go. See, so now we get to hang out with the good-looking guy over there.
You're too kind, buddy. You are too kind.
How is everything down there with you, man?
Good, man. Just Southern California stuff, but I'm more out of state right now, so keeping busy in the Carolinas.
Okay.
Kind of going into Tennessee a little bit. So Georgia, keeping busy. Always good.
Yeah. The South is so interesting. I have issues with them politically, needless to say, right? But you know what? If you're gonna pay me to have issues with you, I'm okay with you a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. Some problems are worth having.
It's like, okay, well, I don't agree, but at least I can go to the bank.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
That's the capitalist in us, right? That's the entrepreneur in us that comes out at whenever we get backed into a corner. Well, how can I get paid?
Yeah.
All right, let me say hello to everybody else. Yi Ming, my man, he's here again. Thanks for showing up, Yi Ming. Always appreciate you, my friend. Wei Lin is here. He's always showing up and showing out. I think I pretty much got everybody, unless somebody snuck in on me, you guys. If I didn't mention your name, it's not because I don't care about you. It's because the list keeps moving and I couldn't see your name. Looks like we got Mark in the house. If you guys don't know, Mark does his show also on Thursdays, and he does some live calls, a little different than me. I'll do some live calls if need be. My show has seemed to have kind of turned into, a conversation, some deal structuring and things of that nature, which, I really enjoy. But Mark does some live calls and stuff, and he has a group put together that is, kind of going after some things under a particular methodology that he's running, and he's having great success with that. So you guys make sure you tune in on Thursdays for Mark's show as well. So as you can tell, man, we're harvesting talent over here. All of the guys that are putting in work, you learn, you teach, and you get better, right? Learn, teach, get better. Jerry Smith, he'll jump on Mark's call sometimes and just, I don't know if you've heard him. He's smooth as silk on the phone. He puts in the work to learn and to get better, and he just does it. So there's an invitation for everybody, man, to participate, find out what's working. And if you guys didn't hear before, and Mark, I'll give you a chance to say something in a second, but if you guys didn't hear me before, I asked that you guys put in any deals that you're working on or any areas that you might have some contracts in or whatever, and put them in the chat. So there's a few deals in the chat right now. I would suggest you guys just copy the entire chat box, pull out those deals, and see if you have anything in those areas as far as buyers and stuff that you might be able to partner up with. Luz has a few in there. There's a couple more. So just go in there, copy them off, put them in as part of your package. And if you, in fact, end up doing a deal, everybody gets paid, and it gives us another story that we can tell on the show and help each other get some success. But anyway, Mark, tell us about your group a little bit, man. Tell us how that's been going.
It's amazing, really. It's they have stepped up like crazy. I'm putting them in positions where they have to do things they don't want to do, and it's
how
evolving.
Dare you make people uncomfortable, Mark?
Yeah, I make people uncomfortable. So, but it's all for the good, It's like it's getting past that thing, I just want to put a shout out to Jerry right now too. He's kicking ass. Jerry is kicking ass right now. So it's really great to see. There's a lot of people kicking ass in this group, and it's pretty fun to watch, and using the whole thing, Claude's gut system, and totally looking forward to what Nick's going to do tonight. We're going to learn a bunch of stuff from him, I'm sure. It's a constant learning thing. It's like every time I get on one of these calls, I learn something. I love it. And I'm learning from all the people that I'm working with too. I am not better than any one of them, and they're bringing to the table that's completely helping me too. So it's great. Along with you too, Victor. You're amazing. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it as well, Mark. Yeah, I've been kind of keeping an eye on what Mark is doing over there, and he has a big heart and a big commitment to helping other people. And he's taken the experience that he's gained over the years and is gaining on a daily basis, and he's basically just making a circle with it, giving it back to people, letting them give him stuff, and out of it is kind of developing a momentum. Yi Ming just put in something into the chat box too, where he's looking for buyers or looking to move a property. So you guys make sure you grab all of those up, man. Those are all co-wholesale experience for everybody on the call. Those are or opportunities, I should say, to co-wholesale and maybe help each other out and move some deals. It would be awesome if we could. I'd love to be able to get on here next week and say, oh, we helped, a Loose move a deal, we helped Yi Ming move a deal, and whoever else, we helped Nick move a deal, whoever's in there. Anyway, I didn't mean to go away from that, Mark. I just wanted to just point that out. But we really appreciate you, man. Appreciate everything that you're doing and the way you're helping you know, everybody kind of, you know, get their footing in this business and taking the new people under your wing, man, that's a big deal. And, you know, you appreciate it for sure.
Well, I feel blessed and I'm super grateful that I get the opportunity to do it for sure. So it's an awesome opportunity for me.
Right on, Mark. Hey, Jerry, jump in here, man. You're not gonna get away today. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, man.
Oh, good, man. So good to hear. Yeah. So
Jerry.
What'd you say, Ray?
Now, me and Jerry are gonna be working together soon.
Very cool. Very cool. I love it. So Jerry, give us a little snapshot of your week, man. It sounds like it's been kind of exciting.
Well, just over the weekend, I put 3 properties on the contract, and then
what? Wait! Oh, time the hell out.
and then and then last night we got 2 more.
Oh,
wow! Come on, that's hot.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
now you're just trying to embarrass people now. So tell us about it, man. Tell us a little bit.
Well, one I got one in Indiana that got it on the contract over the weekend.
Okay.
And the guy's a wholesaler.
Okay.
And I had it on the contract, okay, non-exclusive, okay. And he called me one day after and say, hey, did you find someone for the property yet? Okay.
Yeah, they do that.
I'm like, man, we just got it, you know?
Yeah.
So everything, you know, we had for a while there, it was sort of we had a dry spot, but you just got to keep doing what you do, keep pushing forward, okay? Keep making those phone calls, okay?
Yeah.
And hey, things will happen.
Yeah,
we have one in Atlanta that's actually in Georgia, it's not Atlanta, but it's we're gonna get it for like $225 and ARV on it could be like $325.
Oh, nice.
And the house actually you could move into it, and it's just if someone wanted to like update, they could do it, but it's not necessary.
So it's move-in ready as we speak.
Move-in ready. Okay. Nice house. There's houses in the area support $325. There's one house in the area that's $1 million, $1 million plus. Okay. So we got locking that one up. We got
that you were able to use as a comp, or at least that indicates that it's a up and coming community.
No, I did not use the $1 million house as a comp.
Okay, good.
But there was other houses that comped for like $325 in the area. So we're excited about it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Jerry, if you have any co-wholesale opportunities, if you have any one of the properties that you currently have on the contract and you know your pricing already and there's room for anybody to, you know, maybe put a chip on it or whatever, you know.
I sent one property to Mark Richardson. I sent Addie.
Where's Addie at? She's not on here. I'm getting on her case.
In fact, Addie and I were sort of working 2 properties.
Okay.
Because we
Addie's like you. She's on the phone all day, every day. She puts in work.
Yeah, we have a property that we are like working, and that one is with Anthony. Okay. We got off Facebook, so we've been working on the North Carolina property. So things are happening, man.
Okay, very good, very good.
You just gotta put the work in, you know.
Yeah. That's so good. Like I said, if you have anything that you want to co-wholesale with, or you're looking for a buyer or whatever, definitely feel free to put it in the chat, and we can see if we can team up on something and you know, help you find buyers, or you know, whatever the case may be. That
is why I reached out to you and asked for your email.
Yeah, I sent it to you, so you should have it. So yeah, definitely put me in the loop. I'd love to be in the loop on that.
Okay, will do.
Yep. Alan just put in something in the chat looking for a buyer as well. Yeah, so you guys make sure, remind me to not shut this down before everybody is able to copy the chat, okay? Because once it's gone, it's gone. So I want to make sure that everybody grabs the chat, and you know, maybe you can squat up, and you might be closer to a deal than you think if you can find a buyer in any one of these areas. The thing that I did want to mention, though, you guys, is you know, Jerry's talking about having 5 deals you know, under contract right now. And I know that that is flying completely opposite of a lot of the conversation that's going on in some people's minds about there's no deals out there. You know, everybody has 5 offers. You know, there's all sorts of negative conversation that can go on in your mind about the lack of deals that are in the marketplace. And it's just not true, guys. I mean, every one of these systems, and I'll share this with you real quick. So I was looking at, and I actually got an offer on a property from an iBuyer, right? And you know, a few weeks back, I had mentioned about the iBuyers and even Zillow being a competitor, right? They're not really as competitive with us as you would think, though, because what I come to find out is that they have this little sneaky little thing that they do at the end and at the closing that you can't get out of, and you're stuck paying a bunch of fees on these transactions that you would not pay under normal circumstances, or if you did pay, you would know in advance. So it's kind of, and it looks to be kind of all over all of them, right? They do a bait and switch on you. And they do it so late in the game till you really have no options. So nobody is getting what they're being promised. So I had a conversation with an iBuyer. I came, you know, armed obviously with some information that they did not have, or that they did not know I had. And I started asking them questions. Man, you want to hear some hemming and hawing? It was ridiculous because they were aware that I was aware of their methodology, right? So long story short, I asked the type of questions, and you guys know, you guys have seen me on these things. I ask a lot of questions, right? And so I'm asking these questions, and I get promised a callback. Guess who hasn't gotten a callback? I think they tore up my number. They're like, oh yeah, he's just doing too damn much. He's asking way too many questions, and he's just, so I say that to say that there's not, competition is a perception, right? Because each transaction is individual. Each transaction is about the relationship, right? It's about getting to be their guy or girl, plugging into their desires and their needs and their greeds, and then staying in the game with them and solving their problem. Nothing else really matters, right? Like all the other stuff, all of the other competition that we imagine in our mind, yeah, we're going to have more opportunities as the market shifts and everything like that, but just don't get caught up in the idea that there's not opportunity present right now. Jerry will attest to the fact that, you know, if you stay on the grind, you're gonna produce some results in this deal. Now, I mentioned that specific. Did you want to say something, Jerry?
Yes, it was like, say, Sunday. I had said, well, you know, I'm going to shut my computer down Sundays, Easter Sunday. I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend time with my wife, right?
Uh-huh.
So my wife decided to sleep all day, okay? So I got on the computer, okay?
Uh-huh.
And locked up 2 deals right there.
Uh-huh. There you go.
Right. You went back and gave wifey a kiss on the cheek. Thank you, baby.
So you just gotta, and there's times with this business. This business can get hard because there's times when, you know, you're making the phone calls, you're getting angry customers, and sometimes you just go through a period and say, is it worth it, you know?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
just have to keep push through it, okay?
When did that happen for you, Jerry? When do you remember it happening last?
As far as what?
As far as that feeling of, this ain't working, what the hell's going on? You don't seem like the type that's like, I'm gonna find something else. I know you tried to figure out how to make it work, right? Rather than stepping off.
It was like I'm gonna say about 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you just have to keep grinding at it, man. Keep making the calls, okay?
Yeah.
And if you get that angry customer, don't take it personal,
Right.
Just keep pushing,
Right. Yeah. So you find that you've kind of seen it sort of be a little cyclical, right? Like you'll have some periods of time where it's just like you're in this rut, like you're running in mud and like you're getting, mud in your face and all of that, right? But then all of a sudden you up on some nice grass and you just rolling and folks are calling you and folks are coming at you.
At one point I was laughing because we went through a dry period where we wasn't getting no deals. Okay. And I was joking with my business partner. I said, man, it's so hard to get a deal right now. I said, you heard of carjacking, right? I said, we're going to do a house jacking.
We're going to go jack somebody for their crib.
Oh, boy. But we laughed about it and just kept grinding, and things happen.
Yeah. Things happen. The main thing that you just said, man, that's just so valuable, and I want to add something to it as well, is one is the consistency. And so I've been around as long as Jerry has been in the group. And I remember Jerry showing up in the group and he did exactly what you're taught to do when you're brand new to a scenario, right? He soaked up every little bit of information. You could literally see the gears turning. He was always at his desk. He was always tuned in, and he was always looking to ask questions and gain information and connect with people. And he seemed to have always been focused too on what are the habits. What should I be doing? That was a lot of his questioning. You probably don't know that I noticed this much about your progress, but I've watched you sort of take this thing on and just kind of slowly build yourself up to the point now at which if you wanted to, you could take over a training. If you wanted to, you could teach somebody how to talk on the phone. If you wanted to, you could become a mentor or a coach. And this isn't a short period of time, man. We're talking about about a 6-month period of time that he's come from literally just deciding to jump in on this thing, putting his all into it, and now you're seeing the results. So my acknowledgement to you, Jerry, and it's an honor to be considered a friend. I smile every time I get a communication from you, because the respect level is so enormous, having watched you walk the walk that you've walked and watched you get to where you are right now. So, mad props to you, my friend.
Thank you. For
sure. Yeah. Ray's over there cheering you on too, man. You got another cheerleader in the house. my man, Ray. And we all are, my friend. We all are. Yeah. So you guys, it looks like it's right at the top of the hour. I actually have some appointment calls and stuff that I had to make. But just wanted to say thanks again, you guys, for showing up. I know I admit I wasn't totally prepared to do a bunch of anything today, but I think we had some good conversations about where we are and what there is to do. If anybody has any questions or any scenarios or anything that they're concerned about having a conversation with somebody and maybe want to do a role play, I'm definitely up for it. Anybody got any challenges that, look, I need to speak to this guy about something and I don't know what to say, anything like that?
The one I'm having, sorry, I replied and getting those.
You're kind of going in and out, Nick. Is that you, Nick? Because you're kind of going in and out, so we're not able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, the only thing, and I'm hoping the REI reply can help with that, with getting the in-state numbers, because my Google Voice number, I've been using that and I haven't had any issues, but lately in particular, I'm getting the big a-hole vibes with everybody about like, are you out of state? And I've been able to get past that, but then they're like, I just don't want to deal with anybody out of state. And I just said, I get to that, like, so you don't want to sell your house? Well, I want to sell my house. Well, then why don't we keep talking? And like, well, I just don't want to sell it to you. And I said, well, so yeah, I'm just getting, yeah, it was just like, it led me to drinking yesterday, man. I was just like, I was done with sellers yesterday.
They made you go to the cocktail bar, huh?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was at Nick's Tavern last night about like 8.
That is such a good point. So understand that what Nick is talking about is sort of a market phenomenon, right? Because people are now starting to retract from all of the stuff, all of the iBuyers, all of the contacts from these large companies. The large companies are actually starting to have a negative sort of connotation to people, because people are realizing that we're on our way right now to having an environment where all of our properties are going to be owned by major trust fund, funds and stuff that are going to completely and totally control the market. Well, what do we know about those type of companies? One is, don't let your shit break, because it ain't getting fixed, right? You call somebody, you ain't getting your stuff fixed, right? We're moving into an environment, and people are realizing this, is that, the mom and pops people are getting definitely, screwed out of this deal, especially as the pandemic and everything plays out. The tired landlords, they're really tired, and some of them will just, if you can do it quickly, I'll sell you my property. But they were talking about over 53% of all real estate, rental real estate, could be owned by larger companies and hedge funds, over the next 5 years. That changes the game, bro. That changes everything as to how we are going to be able to manage. Prices are going to be extremely high, right? Because they are right now. So they're not going to correct overnight, but we can expect that there'll be some downturn. We can also expect that interest rates will rise. And when interest rates rise, that kind of, levels out that buyer pool. Once that buyer pool starts to dry up and people aren't getting, 7 above price offers, all cash for their homes, then you start seeing a little retraction in the market and stuff. But that's not the only dynamic. These companies, they're coming in. So when they talk to a person like us, and going back to your point, and you've heard me say this many times, Nick, I call people, I buy numbers in their area, because unlike you, I had the problem almost from the beginning. Like it sounds like you're just kind of having, this sort of come up like a conversation. For me, yeah, it came up early on. Like, I couldn't use my cell phone to call a lot of people. They just were not very receptive.
Yeah, because yeah, and I'm running into that. What I was getting to I guess what was getting me by is I was like, for example, like Texas, if it touched the surrounding states, I was able to kind of get by with that number to try to save some money on the numbers. But man, I think you're right. Like, yeah, it's a big difference in having that number in the state. Big difference.
Yeah, yeah, and so you guys, along this conversation, so if you and I could just do a quick role play, we'll just make it real quick in terms of I'll be the buyer and you are telling me, you don't want to sell to anybody near you or anybody out of the area, right?
Right.
Okay. So Nick, how you doing? I'm calling about the house on Main Street.
Okay. I'm doing good.
Am I too late? Did it sell already?
No, it hasn't sold. But how'd you get my number?
Well, you have a property that's for sale, so pretty much your number is available. I'm sure I'm not the only call that you've gotten. Am I, Nick?
No, I'm not.
No,
you're not
okay. Because if I am, I'm excited.
Yeah. You're not the only call. I just have a question. What, I see you're calling from an out-of-state number. Yeah, I don't really, are you local or what's going on here?
Oh yeah, we have people right there local to you. Absolutely. Yeah. And what we do, Nick, is we do this all over the country. Cell phones travel. I have my cell phone. I'm not going to give the number up because I've had it for 15 years. I'm sure you can agree with the same thing, right?
Right.
But I buy we have property buyers right there in your area. And I know that many times the concern comes up about, are you going to come by and see it? And I need to deal with somebody on a personal level. And I totally and completely understand that. And, if we solve that problem for you, is there something we can move forward with or maybe not?
I still want to have people, come view it. I just don't understand how you can buy real estate if you're gonna come look at it.
If I send my guy by and he takes some pictures and introduces himself and gives you my information and everything like that, is that something that you'd be comfortable with or maybe not?
Well, probably. Yeah, I mean, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to make you comfortable in this transaction, and we definitely want to take a look at your property. And trust me, we have folks everywhere, and more than likely, should we decide that this is something we want to participate in, most of our buyers are local buyers. That just seems to be the way it works. Nobody's coming from Los Angeles to take a look at it, so we'll be selling to local people if you're comfortable.
Okay.
You have the right of first refusal on that. Is that something we can move forward with?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. So I notice here's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath off of Role Play.
Yeah. And I love that. And I did something not as smooth, but I did something it's pretty similar to that.
Uh-huh.
And man, that was the one guy that was like, now Nick, and he kept trying to shut me up.
Uh-huh.
And I said, damn it, Chad, are you gonna let me talk or I'm just gonna hang up on you? What are we doing here? And then he just said, I said, this is how you treat every seller who's trying to buy every buyer trying to buy your house.
Right.
Well, I'm just limited for time. And I said, you gave me a 30-second window. You said I got 30 seconds. So don't get mad at me when you're putting the time restraints on me, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm abiding by that because I don't want my time wasted. I don't want your time wasted. So should I get off the phone with you? Or are you going to give me about 5 minutes of your time? And he's just like, well, what questions do you have to need to ask? But then we got past that. But then when it was, dude, I was not having it yesterday. And then, but where yeah. And the other thing was when I started asking him about getting the property, and he kept on saying, well, you're out of state, you're gonna have people. He said, I don't just sell to anybody, and I want to know that it's going to good people. And I just said, if you were able to approve these good people, I went through the whole thing, and it just wasn't budging. But him and 3 others were like the exact. It was like back to back to back calls, just like that. They just weren't budging. Yeah, they just were not budging. I know something underwater yesterday in Des Moines, Iowa, but I don't know.
Yeah. So you're right. Your first solution is going to be to get those numbers and call directly out of the system, because they're $1. So you can cover 50 states for $50 a month. Right. So that part's easy, but in line with what Nick is talking about, and Nick, he froze up a little bit, but in line with what he's talking about, folks, use systems that allow you to use local numbers if at all possible, because people are really, I've experienced the same thing as well, where people will not answer out of area calls. I'm the same way. I look at out of area phone numbers as suspicious, as spam, as annoying me, as taking up my precious time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You don't want to have to walk into that conversation. That's the first thing we're going to talk about is the fact that I'm out of area, right? Yeah, let's save that for some other time. Right now, let's talk about getting your house on the contract. So if it's just a phone number that costs you $1, then that's something you should look at. All right, guys. Let's see. Nick, Jason, Alus, Aaron, Chuck, Crystal, Jerry, Mark, Marquise, Marvin, I don't know who Mini Golf. I don't know who that is. You can feel free to introduce yourself. Nick Gonzalez, Ray, Wei Lin, and Yiming. Hey, thank you guys again for showing up on Wednesday. I hope you got a little bit of value out of this conversation. Thank you for everybody who participated and shared, and especially you, Jerry. Thank you for lighting the fire again, man, and inspiring everybody and giving us the motivation and inspiration to know that everything is possible. To just keep going, man. You're a hero up in this piece, bro. Appreciate you all day, every day.
Like Claude say, you got to give good phone.
There you go. Hey, before I shut this down, hey, does anybody have anything they wanna say or comment before we go? Okay, so here's what I suggest you guys do. Go ahead and open up the chat and copy everything that's in the chat box. Just put it on a Word document or whatever. Go through it. See if there's any deals in there that you can do. Well, you now have some partner up situations right there. Let's see if we can help each other out and make some money, you guys. Until next time, same bat time, same bat station. Love you, appreciate you, thank you. Let's go win.
Thanks, Vic.
Thanks, Victor.
Congratulations, Jerry.
You're welcome. Congratulations, everybody. Take care now.
Thanks, Victor.
All right, bye-bye.
See you. Have a great day.
You do the same, Jace.
Thank you, bud.